Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Just Bulldogs podcast. Back for another review of the final trial game for the 2025 preseason. Bulldogs going down 30 points to 14 against the Brisbane Broncos up at KO Stadium in Redcliffe. As far as the trial game goes, this was a little bit disappointing in the first half. Bulldogs not really firing a shot. In that first half, too many errors really putting us on the back foot. I'll quickly run through the try scorers for the Broncos: Adam Reynolds, Jesse Arthur, Selwyn Cobo, Deloise Hoyter, Dean Mariner, and Benjamin Takura, with Broncos kicking 3 from 6 conversions. Bulldogs try scorers: Jacob Preston, Ratu Rinakama, Blake Wilson, and Matt Burton getting 1 conversion for himself. First half in this one, stacked full of errors for the Dogs. Just about every try that the Broncos scored in the first half and just about throughout the whole game was immediately off the back of a Bulldogs error. So not really giving ourselves too much of a chance there when we are giving the Broncos so much good ball. But we did defend well. Most of the time took the Broncos a few sets on our try line before they managed to break us. A couple of the tries were luck of the bounce going against us. But yeah, mostly just errors. Our back three, no matter who they were during the game, with all the substitutions, really struggled under the high ball. A few drops off kicks in play. So definitely didn't help us there. I'll run through the team stats. Broncos won the possession battle 53%. Completion rate was fairly even. They had 79%. We had 75%. All run meters 1788 for the Broncos for 1630 for us. So it was fairly close. And then post contact meters 641 Broncos, 523 for the Dogs. So we are behind in the stats, but it's not too wild. Tackle breaks is a big one. Broncos with 41 and the Bulldogs with 18, but it's a similar style of defense that we had last season. When we do have a fast line speed, we get off our line, make good contact. Sometimes we do fall off, and Broncos play or the opposition player will get to the next defender, but normally that doesn't work out to too much damage done. But I do want to scroll down to some of the negatives. So as you see from defensive stats, effective tackle percent, Broncos 93, Bulldogs 90%. So we're still definitely doing all right with the tackles made. We had to make a fair few more tackles than them. They had 338 to our 415, but the missed tackle rate 18 for the Broncos, 41 for the Dogs. So not ideal. Surprisingly, the error count was very even. They had 13, we had 12. But then we had 9 penalties conceded, definitely not helping ourselves there. But I think it was more where the errors took place. A lot of the Bulldogs ones from those kick returns close to our try line, giving Broncos cheap possession in attacking areas. So definitely didn't help ourselves too much. Players that I think did stand out and played pretty well. Jacob Preston was incredible in this game. His try, solo effort, running out of dummy half, breaking through the line and then putting the moves on the fullback was pretty skillful from him. About a 60-meter run by himself straight out of dummy half. He also got the most run meters with 183. So definitely pretty good game from Jacob Preston, really showing why he has locked in that right edge spot. I'll quickly run over his stats on his own. 12 runs for 183 meters, 64 post contact, 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 41 tackles with only 1 miss. Very good game from Jacob Preston. Absolute standout in this one. Another player that was very good was Kurt Mann. Missed the back end of last season due to injury. His first game back, and he done very well. I think at the start of the game, he was a runner more than a passer in that 13 jersey. Cutting back in off that left foot, looked pretty good darting in under the ruck. So good to see him looking very confident on the field. And then towards the later stages, started using his hands a bit more, passing the ball around and being that link man, which was good to see. He had 16 runs for 114 meters, 14 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 33 tackles with 4 misses, no errors. Very good there from Kurt Mann. Do like the way that he's playing. Max King, another player that had a very good game, 14 runs for 114 meters, 44 post contact, 1 tackle break, 2 offloads, 33 tackles with only 2 missed. So a good game from Max King. Definitely our most dominant front rower in our team right now. A few good guys developing in the side, but right now Max King locking up that starting jersey. Getting into some of our backline. Connor Tracy, a solid game in this one, but the 3 errors definitely wasn't ideal. 12 runs for 88 meters, 12 post contact, 2 tackle breaks. A solid game from Connor Tracy, but the errors really stung. Blake Wilson looked solid in this one. Got a try at the end of the game. 13 runs for 110 meters, always gets through his work. 36 post contact, 1 tackle break, 1 line break, 7 tackles with just 1 missed. So a good game from Blake Wilson. On the other wing, Marcelo Montoya, his first game with the Bulldogs. A little bit shaky on the field. His hands weren't great in this one. 19 runs for 138 meters, 35 post contact, 5 tackle breaks. That was what we're looking for from him. 2 tackles with 1 missed. He's down for no errors, but there was a couple times where he was a bit shaky with the ball in hand. Bronson Cherry and Stephen Crichton both had solid games without going too crazy. Bronson Cherry pretty good in the stat books. 11 runs for 125 meters, 46 post contact, 1 tackle break, 3 tackles with 1 miss. And then Stephen Crichton, not much with the ball in hand, but defensively very good. 5 runs for 52 meters, 17 post contact, 14 tackles, 0 miss. So very good there on the defensive side of the ball. The halves pairing, Matt Burton and Toby Sexton, are both very run dominant in this game. Still got the ball out to their outside backs, but most of them look to run first. Matt Burton, 10 runs for 73 meters, 21 post contact, 1 tackle break, 25 tackles with 5 miss. That's not ideal from Matt Burton. Kicking 5 kicks for 105 meters, 2 errors, not ideal. And then Toby Sexton, 10 runs for 62 meters, 20 post contact, 22 tackles, 0 miss. Very good defensively there from Toby Sexton. 11 kicks for 266 meters, also 2 errors there. So both of them needed to cut down those errors, but they were very aggressive with the ball in hand. So sometimes a little bit understandable when they are running that much in the half position. Reed Marnie, solid in this one, but yeah, not much in the stat book. 37 tackles, 4 missed. Pretty standard for him. 1 kick, 43 meters. Samuel Hughes, the other starting front rower, 10 runs for 80 meters, 32 post contact, 24 tackles, 0 missed. Very solid. Nothing to stand out in that game, but just very solid on the field, ball in hand, and defensively. Vilianum kick out, few chances with the ball, few sloppy errors. Looked like he was trying to force a bit too much at times. Sometimes you just want to see him put his head down and run. He's probably the most dominant back rower when he's putting his head down and going. But he's also got very silky hands that he likes to use. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work out. But yeah, this one, 7 runs for 59 meters, 23 post contact, 19 tackles with 5 missed, 2 errors. Did get some pretty good attack and play going down that left side through kick out, but yeah, just got to try to clean some of that up. We went through Jacob Preston and Kurt Mann stats. Bailey Hayward looked good in this one again, came on the field as at dummy half, and then played a little bit of lock in the back later stages of the game. 6 runs for 37 meters, 5 post contact, 33 tackles with 3 missed. Josh Curran at the back end of this game got sent for 10, and he has been suspended for round 1. They haven't said if he's accepting the suspension or going to fight it, but I would assume they'll just take the 1 week and bring him in fresh for week 2. But sadly, he will not be in the team round 1. He had 7 runs for 80 meters, 34 post contact, 25 tackles with 1 miss. So a good game from him. Did look good on the field in this one. Curtis Morin, another player that played pretty well, out of position for a few times, played a bit of center and got the try assist when Blake Wilson crossed over. Looked good with the ball in hand. 7 runs for 74 meters, 21 post contact, 1 tackle break, 1 line break assist, 28 tackles with 2 missed. A good game from Morin. Jamin Seaman ruled out before this game with back spasms. Reportedly right for round 1, so we'll see where he's named, if he's going to be in the NRL side, New South Wales Cup, or if they rest him, but didn't appear in this game. Ratu Rinakama bagged another try in the trial. He's playing some pretty good footy, looking good on the field. He had 6 runs for 50 meters, 14 post contact, 1 line break, 1 tackle, 0 misses, and no errors. So a nice game from Ratu once again. I'll get to him later. Joey O'Neill came on in the later stages of the second half, looked good on the field without getting too many opportunities, but was a part of the try where Blake Wilson scored. He had 2 runs for 12 meters, 6 post contact, 3 tackles, 3 misses, 3 kicks for 132 meters. Didn't get too much of a chance in this one. And then Cassius Tia didn't get to play in the halves in this one. Looked like they had him playing in the back row. He is a very big body, but I would have liked to see him play in the halves. 3 runs for 24 meters, 12 post contact, 1 tackle, 0 missed, and 1 error. Didn't really get a chance to show his abilities in this one. But I believe he was the last pass for for Ratu Rinakama down that left edge, I think. Blake Taff came on in the second half, got a try assist. Oh, that might have been Blake Taff for that Ratu try then, sorry. 4 runs for 41 meters, 20 post contact, 1 line break assist, 4 tackles, 1 missed, and that's it. Nothing too crazy from Blake Taff in this one. Harry Hayes got a decent amount of game time in this one. 7 runs for 60 meters, 21 post contact, 40 tackles with 3 misses. A good game defensively there from Harry Hayes. Jonathan Sewer had a tough day. He came out, rushed out of the defensive line to put a shot on Reece Walsh. Didn't quite go as you'd hope. Got a penalty against him for it. And then he was quickly pulled from the side and didn't return in this one. So a tough day for Jonathan Sewer, but 1 run for 11 meters, 4 post contact, 5 tackles with 2 misses, 1 error. Not ideal game from Jonathan Sewer. Luke Smith had a bit of time on the field, I believe in the back row and in the centers. 3 runs for 32 meters, 11 post contact, 11 tackles with 1 miss. So not a bad game there either. But yeah, not an ideal game for the Bulldogs in this one, but it is a trial. A lot of players blowing off some cobwebs. First run out for the 2025 season. And none of this matters towards the end of the year. Just trying to get some Ks in their legs, get used to playing footy again, and getting some combinations going, which I definitely think the boys did that. So I don't think this, as much as the fans are saying they don't think we're going to be any good this year because of how we played in this game. I think we came up against a red-hot Broncos side that are going to be fit and firing to start the season. I think we're just blowing off some cobwebs, getting back into the rhythm, getting back on the field, and then we'll be ready to go come round 1 in 2 weeks' time when we take on the St. George Dragons. And I definitely think we will turn up in that one for a pretty good game. But in this one, not the result we wanted, but good to see our players back on the field. A few guys knowing what they have to work on now after getting to show off what they can do on the field. The areas that they still have, I think a loss like this can be good for a side coming into the season. Sort of set the standard of the team. Maybe they didn't do enough in this game to show off what they can do. To get the boys working harder as they head into the regular season. So 2 weeks to really knuckle down, get their head in the game, sort out some of the problems that they had in this one. So when they come out on the field in round 1, they'll be ready to go, knowing what they had to work on in those past few weeks. A couple of things from this one that are going to shake up the round 1 side. Josh Curran being suspended, that opens up a bench spot. Satila Tupinoa still injured, so I don't think he's going to be back until round 2 or round 3. So there's 2 bench spots up for grabs so far. We'll see if Jamin Salmon is going to be a part of that NRL side come round 1, if he's sweet to go after those back spasms. A couple of guys that stood out in the New South Wales Cup trial. Daniel Saluka Fafita had another good game. Jack Todd looked good in that one too. Set up a line break for Jack Underhill. Looked pretty good with the ball in hand. So I definitely think those guys are pushing for a spot in the round 1 side. Tom Amone came off the bench, so I don't know where he is in the pecking order. But in my opinion, I'd expect to see Daniel Saluka Fafita get the call up and potentially Jamin Salmon on the bench. So definitely some stuff to look forward to. I'm going to have a podcast out later in the week doing some predictions on the season, my round 1 side, and which players I think will get a chance at some point during the season. But that'll do for this one. Reviewing the final trial between the Broncos and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs going down in this one, but a pretty good season to look forward to, I believe. But yeah, that'll do. I appreciate everyone for listening. Make sure to check out @JustBulldogs on Instagram if you want to have a bit of a chat about anything Bulldogs. I appreciate everyone that reaches out. But that'll do for this one. Thanks for listening. Bye.